Hey, what it do? It's your boy Jamie G of the No Slack in the SWAC podcast, and I'm bringing you my SWAC Week 7 recap. As always, make sure you like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I've been getting a lot of views on previous videos, but do me a favor, subscribe to my channel. Help me get my views up so I can start getting paid. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to bring y'all that exclusive content. So, hey, with all that being said, let's get into it. We got Prairie View 35, Bethune-Cookman 29, FAMU 35 over Alabama A&M 31. Alabama State took to school by Jackson State 28-7. Southern blows out UAPB 34-7. Texas Southern loses a pretty close game to Grambling 34-20. And Alcorn wins a potential trap game in Mississippi Valley 24-12. We're gonna start off with PV versus Bethune-Cookman. As you know, PV won. Prairie View had 422 total yards and 290 yards passing, 132 rushing. Jawan Pass went for 16 of 23, 290 yards and 3 touchdowns. Stewart had 8 carries for 91 yards, and Spiller had 114-yard receiving with 3 receptions and 2 touchdowns. DeJuan Black looked like he started for what's the kid's name? Shannon Patrick. Looked like he took over in this game. He went 11-18 for 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Quentin Bird, the Mr. Do-It-All back, he went 24 for 176 yards and 1 touchdown. Avery looks like they're pretty much their primary receiver. He went 6 receptions, 115 yards, and a touchdown. And they had 498 total yards, 256 passing with 242 yards rushing, and 2 turnovers in this game. This game was a close one. It was a very close one. A lot of people thought Bethune was going to lose this one really by a blowout, but they turned out to come out there and really hang with PV. They're a tough team, but they kind of tough, but that 0-8 record is not a reflection of their whole team. I think they got a real tough team, but they just had some tough games. So maybe they'll win one later on. We'll see. But Prairie Views, it look like in the driver's seat in the West to really control his own destiny. Moving along, we're going to go to FAMU versus Alabama A&M. A lot of people thought this was going to be a big game, but it kind of lost its shine because Alabama A&M been kind of on a losing streak as of lately. But FAMU had 524 yards total with 251 passing, 273 rushing. That was a lot of rushing yards. Looked like Alabama A&M defense not that good this year. They had 2 turnovers, 1 fumble, 1 interception. For Alabama A&M, they had 296 total yards, 199 passing, 97 rushing with 1 interception. And there was an interesting note about this game. Both teams combined for 22 penalties. That's a lot of penalties in the game. It must got kind of, roughened during that football game. But Rashawn McKay had a pretty good day on Alabama A&M. He went 21 of 34 for 251 yards and 3 touchdowns and 1 pick. Aqeel Glass for Alabama A&M. He's been struggling a little lately, but with his 16 of 36, 199 yards and an interception. Bonnet for FAMU had 187 yards rushing and on 17 carries and a touchdown. Garrett Quarles for Alabama A&M had 23 carries for 96 yards and a touchdown. Chad Hunter for FAMU had 5 receptions for 71 yards and a touchdown, and Hilaire for Alabama A&M had 4 receptions for 65 yards. That was quite a shootout in that game. But FAMU gets the W and sits behind JSU in the East, sitting at second. They've been on a winning streak lately, and look like Alabama A&M is on the downward spiral, and looks like they are in a total dumpster fire. And looks like Connell Maynard might got a problem on his hand, but we'll see. They might be able to pick it up and kind of finish out the season strong, because they really ain't playing for nothing now. So we're going to be moving along. Basically, everybody was looking at this game, this Jackson State versus Alabama State game, which Alabama State came out in the first half and really shut JSU down offensively, and JSU couldn't get their rhythm going. But in the third quarter, Jackson State came out and started scoring, and just took control of the game. It ended up being a 28-7 whipping, and looks like that Donald Hill Ealer ate his words from the spring, and it really could have got worse than what it was. But I'm not gonna go into too much statistics and things of that nature, because it really was just Alabama State didn't really have the talent to even go with JSU. So we just gonna move along and go to another game, which was another total blowout. Southern just dog walked UAPB. I mean, Kobe Dillon almost had 300 yards rushing. He had like 14 carries for 267 yards and 3 touchdowns. I know he probably was like SWAC player of the week. I mean, it might be a rushing record. Southern have to check that out. But, man, UAPB had 5 turnovers. I think they just shot themselves in the foot. And it really wasn't too much statistics, anything to highlight in the game, because both quarterbacks played real sloppy. I guess Skylar Perry must have been benched, and I guess they're trying to try somebody else, and looks like they're trying to play Ladarius Skilton for Southern, but they still look like they're trying to go with McDaniel, but they just hadn't been consistent at quarterbacking, but they still won this game. But Southern still has a shot of doing something in the West. If they keep on winning, they might control their destiny in the West. Definitely if they win next game against PV. But we're going to move along to Texas Southern and Grambling, which Grambling ended up getting the dub. Grambling had 0 penalties in this game, which was quite interesting. They had 246 yards total, 168 passing, 78 rushing. They had 4 turnovers, though, 1 fumble and 3 interceptions. Texas Southern, on the other hand, had 3 turnovers, 1 fumble, and 2 interceptions. They had 362 total yards, 245 passing, and 117 rushing. They had 9 penalties for 165 yards. It's kind of rare when a team don't have any sort of penalty in a game. That's quite amazing, maybe because Grambling had them at home for their homecoming. I don't know. I'm just going to say that. But Texas Southern did put up a good fight, but Grambling had control of this game majority throughout, and it really wasn't too much of statistics-wise, because both quarterbacks kind of struggled, and then they was trying to rotate guys in, and they just ain't got consistency at the quarterback position right now. But Grambling is still a legit contender. They might possibly, do something, but we'll see. Texas Southern, one of them teams, they still in that rebuilding mode, and hopefully whenever they get together, they could be potentially a dangerous team in the future. But as of right now, they probably not gonna do too much, but they might give a few teams a scare going down the line this season, but don't expect them to do too much. And after that, last game on the ticket, we got Alcorn and Valley, and a lot of people thought this might have been a potential trap game for Alcorn, but Alcorn kind of struggled with Valley. You know, Valley one of them teams that if you don't watch out, they gonna upset somebody. That's a team that don't quit, and they gonna give you 100% if they 0-54. I mean, you know, they go come out there swinging, and they did okay against Alcorn, but I see Harper, he went 15 of 25 for 145 yards and a touchdown. Nico Duffy, he had 18 carries for 138 yards and a touchdown. LaCharles Pringle, he led all the receiving, 6 receptions, 55 yards and a touchdown. They had 353 total yards, 145 yards passing, and 208 yards rushing. And in this game, neither team had any turnovers. That's a good job. Good job. Got kind of help. I guess it kept Valley in the game, too, by not having those turnovers. But Jelani Easton, he went 8 of 24 for 70 yards. Caleb Johnson went 22 carries for 123. Porter was the leading receiver for Valley with 1 reception for 29 yards. Valley still looks like they don't have a consistent quarterback. I don't know what it is. They can't get it together at the QB position. And maybe if they had a solid quarterback, they probably would win more ball games because they got a pretty tough little defense, but they can't get it going offensively. And they had 212 total yards with 70 passing, 142 yards rushing. Caleb Johnson is a pretty legit running back. You know, it'd be if he probably was on a really good team, he probably really shine. But that's probably the only offensive weapon they really have. But maybe Valley might shock somebody this season. I'm not for sure, but Fred McNair and the Braves find a way to pull it out and keep their East. No, not East. Them West hopes alive, and hopefully they might be looking to knock out Prairie View in the next few weeks or whatever. But we're going to go forward to week 8 on the ticket. We have UAPB in a money game versus Arkansas. That's going to be just hold on, UAPB. Help is coming in form of a chick. Just go out there and don't get no injuries and just survive. Just survive. Okay, and then Bethune-Cookman plays JSU at 1 p.m. and Bethune looking for his first win. And they probably gonna come out here trying to play Jackson State tough, but I don't see them winning this game. But I think they're going to give JSU a little fits. But then JSU probably find some way to just go on and just stomp them in the ground and just run away with it. FAMU versus Valley, that's a good game. FAMU is playing really good ball right now, and they probably just gonna probably put it on Valley because their defense is clicking. Look like it's beginning to click on offense too, so they probably just gonna run away with this one too. And the big game of the week is probably gonna be this Prairie View versus Southern game. This have a lot of potential on who can win this West. Prairie View is sitting on top of the West, and they don't want to get knocked off their throne. They're going to have to come with it and play Southern a good, clean football game and a good, hard-fought football game because Southern probably ain't going because they trying to win that West too. And hopefully we'll see who can come on top of this game because it's probably going to be a good game and a potential game of the week. And last but not least, we got Alcorn versus Texas Southern. And Alcorn by 40. But hey, y'all make sure y'all like, share, subscribe. Thank y'all for watching. I'ma holla. Until then, hey, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Peace.